Class 7, Chapter 2, Nutrition in Animals. Nutrition in Animals, a brief overview. Nutrition in animals refers to the process of obtaining and utilizing nutrients essential for their growth, development, and maintenance of body functions. Animals are heterotrophic organisms, meaning they cannot produce their own food and must consume organic matter, such as plants or other animals, to fulfill their nutritional requirements. Digestion. Digestion is the biological process by which ingested food is broken down into simpler, soluble substances that can be absorbed and utilized by the body. It occurs in specialized organs, such as the stomach and intestines, with the help of enzymes and other digestive fluids. The end products of digestion, like amino acids, fatty acids, and simple sugars, are then absorbed into the bloodstream and distributed throughout the body to support various physiological functions and energy needs. Different ways animals take in food. Herbivory. Herbivores primarily consume plants and plant-based materials as their main source of nutrition. They have specialized digestive systems adapted to break down the complex carbohydrates present in plant cell walls. Carnivory. Carnivores are meat-eating animals that primarily feed on other animals. They possess sharp teeth and strong jaws to capture, kill, and consume their prey. Omnivory. Omnivores have a varied diet and consume both plant and animal matter. Their digestive systems are adapted to handle a wide range of food types. Filter feeding. Some animals, such as certain species of fish and whales, practice filter feeding. They consume tiny organisms and particles by filtering them from the water. Detritivory. Detritivores feed on dead and decaying organic matter, such as dead plants and animals. They play a crucial role in recycling nutrients in ecosystems. Saprophagy. Saprophagous organisms consume decaying organic matter, such as fungi and bacteria that decompose dead plants and animals. Fluid feeding. Animals like mosquitoes and butterflies use specialized mouthparts to feed on nectar or blood. Coprophagy. Certain animals, like rabbits and rodents, practice coprophagy, which involves consuming their own feces to extract additional nutrients from undigested food. Parasitic nutrition. Parasites derive their nutrition from a host organism, often causing harm to the host in the process. Symbiotic nutrition. In some cases, animals engage in symbiotic relationships with other organisms, where both parties benefit from the association. For example, certain insects receive nutrients from plants they pollinate. These various feeding strategies have evolved to suit the dietary preferences and ecological niches of different animal species. Digestion in humans. Digestion in humans is a complex and essential process that enables the body to break down food into smaller, absorbable components. It involves various organs and enzymes working together to convert ingested food into nutrients that can be used for energy, growth, and maintenance of bodily functions. Mouth. The process of digestion begins in the mouth, where food is mechanically broken down by chewing and mixed with saliva. Saliva contains enzymes, like amylase, which start the breakdown of carbohydrates into simpler sugars. Esophagus. After chewing, the food forms a soft mass called a bolus, which is then pushed down the esophagus by muscular contractions known as peristalsis. Stomach. The bolus enters the stomach, where gastric juices, including hydrochloric acid and pepsin, break down proteins into smaller peptides. The stomach's churning action further mixes and liquefies the food, forming a semi-digested substance called chyme. Small intestine. The chyme moves into the small intestine, where most of the digestion and nutrient absorption occur. The pancreas secretes digestive enzymes, such as lipase, amylase, and proteases, which continue breaking down fats, carbohydrates, and proteins into their basic building blocks, fatty acids, simple sugars, and amino acids. The liver also contributes to digestion by producing bile, which emulsifies fats, aiding in their digestion and absorption. Absorption. The walls of the small intestine are lined with tiny, finger-like structures called villi and microvilli, which greatly increase the surface area for nutrient absorption. Nutrients are transported through these structures into the bloodstream and then distributed throughout the body. Large intestine. The remaining undigested and unabsorbed materials move into the large intestine, where water and some nutrients are reabsorbed, and the remaining waste is formed into feces. Rectum and anus. Feces are stored in the rectum until they are eliminated from the body through the anus during the process of defecation. Digestion in humans is a highly coordinated and precise process, ensuring that the body receives the necessary nutrients to function correctly and maintain overall health. The mouth and buccal cavity. The mouth and buccal cavity play a crucial role in the process of ingestion, which is the initial step of digestion in humans and many other animals. Ingestion involves taking in food and preparing it for further breakdown and absorption in the digestive system. Mouth, oral cavity. The mouth, also known as the oral cavity, is the starting point of the digestive system. It is enclosed by the lips, cheeks, palate, and tongue. The process of ingestion begins here when food enters the mouth. Teeth. Teeth play a vital role in the mechanical breakdown of food during ingestion. Humans have different types of teeth, including incisors, canines, premolars, and molars, each adapted to handle specific types of food. Incisors are used for cutting, canines for tearing, and molars for grinding and chewing. Tongue. The tongue is a muscular organ that aids in the manipulation of food within the mouth during chewing. It helps mix food with saliva, forming a soft mass called a bolus. The tongue also plays a crucial role in taste perception. Salivary glands. There are 3 pairs of salivary glands, parotid, submandibular, and sublingual, located around the mouth that secrete saliva. Saliva contains enzymes, like amylase, that start the chemical breakdown of carbohydrates, converting starches into simpler sugars. Palate. The palate separates the mouth from the nasal cavity and helps direct the food towards the back of the mouth for swallowing. Uvula. The uvula is a small, finger-shaped projection hanging down from the soft palate. It plays a role in preventing food and liquids from entering the nasal cavity during swallowing. Pharynx. After the food is thoroughly chewed and mixed with saliva, it is formed into a bolus and pushed to the back of the mouth. From there, it enters the pharynx, a common passageway for both food and air. Swallowing. Swallowing, also known as deglutition, is the process of moving the food from the mouth to the esophagus and further down the digestive tract. The epiglottis, a flap-like structure, covers the entrance to the trachea during swallowing, preventing food from entering the windpipe. Ingestion, which starts in the mouth and buccal cavity, is the first step in the complex process of digestion, setting the stage for further digestion and absorption of nutrients as the food progresses through the digestive system. The foodpipe, esophagus. The foodpipe, also known as the esophagus or esophagus, is a muscular tube that serves as a conduit for transporting food and liquids from the mouth to the stomach during the process of swallowing. It is a crucial part of the digestive system in humans and many other animals. Structure and location. The esophagus is located in the throat region, behind the trachea, windpipe. It extends from the lower part of the pharynx, the back of the mouth, and travels downward through the neck and chest before reaching the stomach. The esophagus passes through the diaphragm, a muscular partition that separates the chest cavity from the abdominal cavity. Peristalsis. The process of moving food along the esophagus to the stomach is accomplished by rhythmic muscle contractions known as peristalsis. Peristalsis helps propel the food bolus forward, allowing it to move from one section of the esophagus to the next, eventually reaching the stomach. Sphincters. The esophagus is equipped with 2 muscular rings, called sphincters, which help control the movement of food. The upper esophageal sphincter, UES, is located at the upper end near the pharynx and prevents air from entering the esophagus during breathing. The lower esophageal sphincter, LES, situated at the lower end near the stomach, acts as a valve, preventing stomach acid and partially digested food from flowing back into the esophagus. Swallowing and transport of food. When we swallow, the food bolus is pushed by the tongue to the back of the mouth and into the pharynx. The epiglottis covers the trachea, guiding the bolus down the esophagus. As peristalsis occurs, the esophageal muscles contract sequentially, propelling the bolus downward. Once the food reaches the lower esophageal sphincter, it relaxes to allow the food to enter the stomach. Role in digestion. The esophagus does not participate directly in digestion but serves as a passageway, allowing the ingested food to reach the stomach for further processing. Once in the stomach, the process of digestion continues with the action of gastric juices and enzymes. The efficient functioning of the esophagus is essential for smooth and proper food transport, ensuring that nutrients can be further digested and absorbed in the gastrointestinal tract to support the body's energy and nutritional needs. The stomach. The stomach is a vital organ in the digestive system, located in the upper abdomen, just below the rib cage on the left side of the body. It plays a central role in the process of digestion by further breaking down food and mixing it with gastric juices to create a semi-digested substance called chyme. Anatomy and structure. The stomach is a muscular, J-shaped organ with four main regions: the cardia, fundus, body, and pylorus. It is lined with a protective layer of mucus to shield its walls from the acidic environment inside. Gastric juices. Gastric glands in the stomach lining secrete gastric juices, which include hydrochloric acid and digestive enzymes like pepsinogen. The hydrochloric acid helps maintain an acidic environment in the stomach, which is essential for the activation of pepsinogen into its active form, pepsin. Pepsin is an enzyme responsible for breaking down proteins into smaller peptides. Mechanical churning. The stomach's muscular walls contract rhythmically to mix and churn the food, along with the gastric juices, creating a semi-liquid mixture called chyme. This mechanical churning action helps further break down the food and mix it with the digestive enzymes. Storage and controlled release. The stomach also serves as a storage reservoir for food, allowing us to eat larger meals than we would if we were required to immediately pass the food to the small intestine. The release of chyme into the small intestine is controlled by the pyloric sphincter, a muscular ring located at the lower end of the stomach. The pyloric sphincter opens periodically to allow small amounts of chyme to pass into the duodenum, the first part of the small intestine. Protection against stomach acid. The stomach is equipped with a protective lining of mucus that helps safeguard its walls from the acidic environment created by gastric juices. This protective layer prevents the stomach acid from damaging the stomach tissues. Role in digestion. In the stomach, partial digestion of proteins begins, thanks to the action of pepsin. However, most nutrient absorption does not occur in the stomach. Instead, the primary function of the stomach is to prepare the partially digested food, chyme, for further digestion and nutrient absorption in the small intestine. The stomach's ability to break down food and create chyme is a critical step in the digestive process, setting the stage for the subsequent actions in the small intestine, where further digestion and nutrient absorption take place. The small intestine. The small intestine is a crucial part of the digestive system, located in the abdominal cavity. It is a long, narrow tube that follows the stomach and connects to the large intestine. The small intestine is where most of the digestion and nutrient absorption take place. Bile juice. Bile juice is a greenish-yellow fluid produced by the liver and stored in the gallbladder. It plays a vital role in the digestion of fats. Bile contains bile salts, which act as emulsifiers, breaking down large fat globules into smaller droplets. This process increases the surface area of the fat, making it easier for digestive enzymes to access and break down the fats into fatty acids and glycerol during digestion. Gallbladder. The gallbladder is a small, pear-shaped organ located beneath the liver. Its primary function is to store and concentrate bile juice produced by the liver. When fat-rich food enters the small intestine, the gallbladder contracts, releasing stored bile into the duodenum, the first part of the small intestine, through the common bile duct. Bile mixes with the chyme to aid in the digestion of fats. Assimilation. Assimilation refers to the process by which the end products of digestion, such as amino acids from proteins, fatty acids from fats, and simple sugars from carbohydrates, are absorbed into the bloodstream through the walls of the small intestine. The small intestine's inner lining is covered with millions of tiny, finger-like projections called villi and microvilli. These structures significantly increase the surface area available for nutrient absorption. Structure and segments. The small intestine is approximately 20 feet long in adults and consists of three main segments: the duodenum, jejunum, and ileum. The duodenum is the shortest segment and is responsible for receiving chyme from the stomach and secretions from the liver and pancreas. The jejunum and ileum make up the rest of the small intestine and are involved in nutrient absorption. Surface area and villi. The inner lining of the small intestine has a unique structure designed to maximize the absorption of nutrients. It is covered in tiny, finger-like projections called villi, and each villus has even smaller projections known as microvilli. This complex structure significantly increases the surface area, allowing for more efficient absorption of nutrients into the bloodstream. Digestive enzymes. The small intestine plays a vital role in the final stages of digestion. It receives pancreatic enzymes, such as lipase, for breaking down fats, amylase, for carbohydrates, and various proteases, for proteins, which further break down the chyme into smaller molecules. Bile produced by the liver and stored in the gallbladder is also released into the duodenum to emulsify fats, aiding in their digestion. Nutrient absorption. The primary function of the small intestine is to absorb nutrients from the digested food into the bloodstream. The nutrients are then transported to various parts of the body to support growth, energy production, and maintenance of bodily functions. Amino acids, from proteins, fatty acids and glycerol, from fats, and monosaccharides, from carbohydrates, are among the essential nutrients absorbed in the small intestine. Role in digestion. The small intestine is the main site of digestion and nutrient absorption in the digestive system. It takes the partially digested chyme from the stomach and continues breaking it down into smaller, absorbable particles. The small intestine's highly specialized surface area, thanks to villi and microvilli, ensures the efficient absorption of nutrients, making it a crucial organ for overall nutrition and health. After the small intestine completes its role in digestion and absorption, the remaining waste material passes into the large intestine for further processing and eventual elimination from the body. Large intestine. The large intestine, also known as the colon, is the final part of the digestive system. It follows the small intestine and is responsible for absorbing water and electrolytes from the remaining indigestible food matter, forming feces, and eliminating them from the body through a process known as digestion or defecation. Anatomy and function. The large intestine is a wider and shorter tube compared to the small intestine. It begins at the end of the small intestine, scum, and travels in an ascending, transverse, descending, and sigmoidal manner before ending at the rectum. Absorption of water and electrolytes. As the chyme, the semi-digested food mixture, passes through the large intestine, its consistency becomes more solid as water and electrolytes are absorbed from it. The large intestine plays a crucial role in reabsorbing water, which helps maintain the body's hydration and prevents excessive loss of fluid through feces. Formation of feces. As water is absorbed from the chyme, the remaining indigestible food particles, fiber, bacteria, and waste materials combine to form feces. Feces consist of undigested food residues, dead cells, bacteria, and various waste products. Gut microbiota. The large intestine is home to a diverse community of beneficial bacteria known as gut microbiota. These bacteria play essential roles in breaking down certain indigestible substances, producing vitamins, and helping to maintain a healthy digestive system. Digestion, defecation. When the feces accumulate in the rectum, stretching its walls, sensory nerves send signals to the brain, indicating the need for defecation. The voluntary muscle of the anal sphincter at the end of the rectum controls the process of defecation. When it is appropriate to empty the bowels, the anal sphincter relaxes, allowing the feces to be expelled from the body through the anus. Importance of digestion. Digestion is a crucial process that eliminates waste materials and undigested substances from the body. It ensures that harmful waste products do not accumulate in the digestive system, maintaining overall health and preventing potential health issues associated with waste buildup. Milk teeth and permanent teeth. Milk teeth, also known as deciduous teeth or baby teeth, and permanent teeth are two sets of teeth that humans develop throughout their lives. Milk teeth. Milk teeth are the first set of teeth that begin to emerge during infancy and early childhood. These teeth usually start erupting between the ages of 6 months to 3 years. The entire set consists of 20 teeth, which include the following types in each quadrant of the mouth. 2 incisors, front teeth. 1 canine, pointed teeth. 2 molars, back teeth. Milk teeth are temporary and eventually fall out as children grow older. As the jaw and facial structure of a child develop, the roots of milk teeth are resorbed, and the teeth become loose. This natural process allows room for permanent teeth to grow and replace them. Permanent teeth. As children reach a certain age, the roots of their milk teeth resorb, causing the milk teeth to loosen and eventually fall out. This process allows room for the permanent teeth to emerge. The permanent teeth are the second set of teeth that last throughout adulthood. The full set of permanent teeth consists of 32 teeth, divided into the following types in each quadrant of the mouth. 2 incisors. 1 canine. 2 premolars, bicuspids. 3 molars, including the third molars, commonly known as wisdom teeth. The process of shedding milk teeth and replacing them with permanent teeth is known as exfoliation. This typically begins around the age of 6 and continues into the early teenage years. By the time a person reaches their late teens or early 20s, all 32 permanent teeth should be present. Importance of oral care. Both milk teeth and permanent teeth are essential for chewing, speaking, and maintaining proper alignment of the jaw. It is crucial to take care of oral health from a young age by practicing good oral hygiene habits, such as regular brushing, flossing, and dental checkups. Proper oral care helps maintain healthy teeth and gums, promoting overall oral health and preventing dental issues as one transitions from having milk teeth to a full set of permanent teeth. Sweets and tooth decay. Sweets and tooth decay are closely related due to the impact of sugary foods on dental health. Tooth decay, also known as dental caries or cavities, is a prevalent oral health problem that occurs when bacteria in the mouth produce acids from sugars present in foods and drinks, particularly sweets and sugary treats. How tooth decay occurs. When we consume sugary foods, such as candies, cookies, cakes, and sodas, the sugars in these treats interact with bacteria in dental plaque, a sticky film that forms on teeth. The bacteria convert the sugars into acids, primarily lactic acid and acetic acid. These acids, along with the bacteria and food debris, form a sticky substance called plaque, which adheres to the tooth surfaces. Demineralization and enamel damage. The acids produced by the bacteria in plaque attack the tooth enamel, the outer protective layer of the teeth. This process is called demineralization, where minerals like calcium and phosphate are dissolved from the enamel, leading to its weakening and eventual breakdown. Over time, small holes or cavities form in the enamel, providing an entry point for bacteria to reach the deeper layers of the tooth. Tooth decay progression. As tooth decay progresses, the bacteria and acids penetrate deeper into the tooth structure, affecting the dentin, a softer layer beneath the enamel. Dentin is more susceptible to decay, and cavities can spread more rapidly through this layer. If left untreated, the decay can reach the innermost part of the tooth called the pulp, which contains nerves and blood vessels, leading to severe pain and infection. Preventing tooth decay from sweets. Reducing the consumption of sweets and sugary foods is a crucial step in preventing tooth decay. Here are some tips for maintaining good dental health. Limit sugary treats, minimize the intake of candies, cookies, cakes, and sugary beverages, especially between meals. Brush twice a day. Brush your teeth with fluoride toothpaste at least twice a day, preferably after meals. Floss daily. Use dental floss or interdental brushes to clean between your teeth, removing plaque and food debris that brushing alone may miss. Visit the dentist regularly. Schedule regular dental checkups and cleanings to detect and address any dental issues early on. Chew sugarless gum. Chewing sugarless gum after meals can stimulate saliva flow, which helps neutralize acids and wash away food particles. By being mindful of the amount and frequency of sweets consumed and practicing good oral hygiene habits, one can significantly reduce the risk of tooth decay and maintain a healthy smile. Sweets and tooth decay. Sweets and tooth decay are closely related due to the impact of sugary foods on dental health. Tooth decay, also known as dental caries or cavities, is a prevalent oral health problem that occurs when bacteria in the mouth produce acids from sugars present in foods and drinks, particularly sweets and sugary treats. How tooth decay occurs. When we consume sugary foods, such as candies, cookies, cakes, and sodas, the sugars in these treats interact with bacteria in dental plaque, a sticky film that forms on teeth. The bacteria convert the sugars into acids, primarily lactic acid and acetic acid. These acids, along with the bacteria and food debris, form a sticky substance called plaque, which adheres to the tooth surfaces. Demineralization and enamel damage. The acids produced by the bacteria in plaque attack the tooth enamel, the outer protective layer of the teeth. This process is called demineralization, where minerals like calcium and phosphate are dissolved from the enamel, leading to its weakening and eventual breakdown. Over time, small holes or cavities form in the enamel, providing an entry point for bacteria to reach the deeper layers of the tooth. Tooth decay progression. As tooth decay progresses, the bacteria and acids penetrate deeper into the tooth structure, affecting the dentin, a softer layer beneath the enamel. Dentin is more susceptible to decay, and cavities can spread more rapidly through this layer. If left untreated, the decay can reach the innermost part of the tooth called the pulp, which contains nerves and blood vessels, leading to severe pain and infection. Preventing tooth decay from sweets. Reducing the consumption of sweets and sugary foods is a crucial step in preventing tooth decay. Here are some tips for maintaining good dental health. Limit sugary treats, minimize the intake of candies, cookies, cakes, and sugary beverages, especially between meals. Brush twice a day. Brush your teeth with fluoride toothpaste at least twice a day, preferably after meals. Visit the dentist regularly. Schedule regular dental checkups and cleanings to detect and address any dental issues early on. Floss daily. Use dental floss or interdental brushes to clean between your teeth, removing plaque and food debris that brushing alone may miss. Chew sugarless gum. Chewing sugarless gum after meals can stimulate saliva flow, which helps neutralize acids and wash away food particles. By being mindful of the amount and frequency of sweets consumed and practicing good oral hygiene habits, one can significantly reduce the risk of tooth decay and maintain a healthy smile. Digestion in grass-eating animals. Digestion in grass-eating animals, also known as herbivores, is a unique and complex process adapted to efficiently extract nutrients from plant-based diets like grass, leaves, and other fibrous vegetation. These animals have evolved specialized digestive systems to break down the tough cell walls of plants and extract the essential nutrients needed for their survival. Ruminant digestion, e.g., cows, sheep, and deer. Ruminants are a group of herbivores that have a four-chambered stomach designed to facilitate thorough digestion of plant material. The process of digestion in ruminants typically involves the following steps. Ingestion. Ruminants consume large quantities of plant material, such as grass, which enters the first chamber of their stomach, known as the rumen. Fermentation in the rumen. The rumen is a large fermentation vat where symbiotic microorganisms, including bacteria, protozoa, and fungi, break down the cellulose and hemicellulose in the plant material. This fermentation process produces volatile fatty acids, which are absorbed through the rumen wall and serve as an important energy source for the animal. Regurgitation and rechewing. Rumination. After a period of time, the partially digested plant material called cud is regurgitated back into the mouth, and the animal chews it again to further break it down. This process is called rumination. Further digestion in the reticulum and omasum. The cud is then swallowed again and passed through the reticulum and omasum to other chambers of the stomach. In these chambers, water and additional nutrients are absorbed before the partially digested material moves on to the fourth chamber, the abomasum. Final digestion in the abomasum. The abomasum is similar to the stomach of monogastric animals, animals with single-chambered stomachs. It contains digestive enzymes that further break down proteins, carbohydrates, and fats. Non-ruminant herbivores, e.g., horses and rabbits. Non-ruminant herbivores have a different approach to digesting plant material. They have a specialized digestive system that involves a large scum, where microbial fermentation occurs. The scum allows for the breakdown of cellulose and other complex carbohydrates, similar to the rumen in ruminants. The microbial fermentation in the scum produces volatile fatty acids that can be absorbed and used as an energy source. Summary: digestion in grass-eating animals relies on specialized adaptations to efficiently break down the complex carbohydrates found in plants. Ruminant animals utilize a four-chambered stomach and microbial fermentation to digest cellulose and extract nutrients from grass, while non-ruminant herbivores rely on microbial fermentation in the scum. These adaptations enable herbivores to thrive on plant-based diets and extract the necessary nutrients for their growth, development, and energy requirements. Feeding and digestion in amoeba. Feeding and digestion in amoebas, such as the common freshwater amoeba, involve unique processes adapted to their single-celled nature. Amoebas are microscopic, unicellular organisms that belong to the phylum Amoebozoa. Feeding mechanism. Amoebas use a feeding mechanism called phagocytosis to obtain their nutrition. They extend their cell membrane and surround food particles, such as microscopic organisms or organic matter, forming a temporary structure called a pseudopod. The pseudopod engulfs the food particle, creating a food vacuole within the amoeba's cytoplasm. Digestion process. Once the food vacuole is formed, the amoeba initiates digestion. Digestion in amoebas is intracellular, meaning it takes place within the cell. The food vacuole contains digestive enzymes, which are secreted into the vacuole to break down the engulfed food. Intracellular digestion. Inside the food vacuole, the digestive enzymes break down the food particle into smaller molecules, such as sugars, amino acids, and fatty acids. These smaller molecules are then absorbed through the vacuole membrane and assimilated into the cytoplasm of the amoeba. Absorption and assimilation. After the breakdown of the food particle, the resulting nutrients are absorbed across the vacuole membrane and incorporated into the cytoplasm of the amoeba. These nutrients provide the necessary energy and building blocks for the amoeba's cellular processes, growth, and reproduction. Excretion of waste materials. During the digestion process, waste materials are generated, including undigested remains of the food particle. These waste materials are expelled from the amoeba through a process called exocytosis. The waste vacuole containing the undigested material fuses with the cell membrane, and the waste is released outside the cell. Summary: amoebas feed and digest through phagocytosis, engulfing food particles into temporary structures called pseudopods and forming food vacuoles. Inside the food vacuole, digestion occurs through the secretion of digestive enzymes, breaking down the food into smaller molecules. The nutrients are absorbed and assimilated into the amoeba's cytoplasm, providing energy and building blocks for its survival and growth. Waste materials are excreted through exocytosis, eliminating undigested remains from the cell. Diarrhea. Diarrhea is a condition that involves frequent and loose bowel movements. It can be caused by various factors, such as viral or bacterial infections, food poisoning, certain medications, and gastrointestinal disorders. Diarrhea occurs when the intestines fail to absorb enough water, leading to the passage of watery stools. Symptoms of diarrhea. Common symptoms of diarrhea include frequent bowel movements, loose and watery stools, abdominal cramps, nausea, vomiting, and dehydration. Diarrhea can be particularly concerning, especially in young children, the elderly, or individuals with weakened immune systems, as it can lead to dehydration and electrolyte imbalances. ORS, oral rehydration solution. ORS is a simple and effective solution used to treat dehydration caused by diarrhea. It is a specially formulated mixture of salts, sodium, potassium, and sometimes glucose, and water, designed to replace the fluids and electrolytes lost during diarrhea. Importance of ORS. When suffering from diarrhea, the body loses significant amounts of water and essential electrolytes like sodium and potassium, leading to dehydration. ORS helps replenish these lost fluids and electrolytes, preventing or alleviating dehydration, which can be life-threatening, especially in severe cases of diarrhea. How to use ORS? ORS is typically available in pre-packaged sachets that can be mixed with a specific amount of clean water. The solution should be consumed at regular intervals, in small sips, to avoid overwhelming the digestive system. ORS can be administered to both adults and children, and it is crucial to follow the recommended dosages and guidelines provided by healthcare professionals or on the packaging. When to seek medical attention? While ORS is effective in managing mild to moderate dehydration caused by diarrhea, it is essential to seek medical attention if diarrhea persists for an extended period, is severe, or if there are signs of dehydration, such as dark urine, extreme thirst, dizziness, rapid heartbeat, or confusion. In such cases, a healthcare professional may recommend additional treatments or further evaluation to address the underlying cause of the diarrhea. Thank you. Please like and subscribe.